But it's wonderful because you're meeting people and you're meeting the people that are interested in your relationship to motion pictures, to entertainment, to everything else, you know, and it all works out to it's a mutual thing of respect all the way through, and they come over and they take their pictures and they have their things signed. I've had people come up to me with little boats of PT-73. And man, I tell you, little boats, my God, they were one about 7 feet long one time. And he said, "You got to sign it, you got to sign it." Well, listen, if it gives them pleasure in life, why not? That's what life is all about, too.
What's the, everything I've heard about you and all the, when you're on the news and everything, you just seem like the nicest guy in the world. What's the secret to that? Like,
no secret in being nice. I think all you have to do is be yourself and be nice to people. If people are nice to you, why shouldn't you be nice to people? I know there's an awful lot of people that think that suddenly they get high hat because, hey, I'm a star or this or that, or I'm the president of the United States. Well, he's the guy that's got to be the most lowest right with us because, I mean, after all, if he wants in my boat, he's got to be pretty good. You know? Anyway, but that's the way it is. I think that if you're nice people to people, they'll be nice back to you. And it's worked that way.
What are you working on now as far as projects go?
I just finished a picture, believe it or not, called "The Man Who Shook the Hand of Vincent Fernandez." And it was a story that built on just a handshake. And this man took this, Ilya Perduras is his name, and he put this thing down on paper, and we made a kind of a Western done in a home, you know, where people go to, you know, retire and everything else. And it's a good little show, and I just can't wait for it to see it. I haven't seen 1 inch of it myself, but they tell me it came off pretty well, so I'm looking forward to it. The next thing I got is I'm starting in at Hallmark Hall of Fame when I go back in a couple of weeks, and I'll be doing that for Christmas. I'm playing Nicholas, Saint Nick or whatever you want. There it is.
I gotta ask personally. Like I said, I saw Marty finally for the first time. What is it like having a film like Marty, and still people love it to this day? It was so subtle, but it was a huge film.
Well, let's face it. First of all, it was a well-written piece. There was no doubt about it. What the heck was his name? I can't. I'm thinking too fast. At 94, you just can't think fast. Paddy Chayefsky is the name I'm trying to find. He wrote, and I asked him one time, I said, "Where did you find this stuff?" He said, "I lived it. This is actually my life." And I said, "Well, why didn't you do it? You're an actor." And he said, "You think I was half an actor, I wouldn't do it?" But he said, "You're doing all right, just keep going." Anyway, fine. So we made the film, and well, it all proved itself. The people are still loving it. It's become a thing in college where everybody studies it for the acting end and the writing end and everything else that you can imagine. So it's nice to know that you're leaving something behind. Even if a little bit that I had to do with it.
A little bit. Well, is there anything else you want to say as far as stuff coming up is concerned, or anything?
Yeah, you know, I think this is beautiful where people get together, and I don't know, they suddenly become family again. You know, it's a wonderful thing to do this, and to see people enjoying themselves. You really don't see that much anymore, and all you read about is people going through life and having a bad time of it and everything else. That's too bad. It's too bad that we can't all be brothers and sisters and kind of like each other, you know, and say hi, you know, good morning, like I've had more people say good morning to me here in Atlanta than ever before. And I think it's wonderful because that's what life is all about. Hello, how are you? You know, how you doing? And I tell them, half the time I tell them, if any better, and I'd be in a pine box. So, but at least you're making conversation. That's what counts.